We'll do this. What you see. Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the December 13, 2024 installment of the 2025 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word saint spelled backwards. And today, my co-hosts are Brother Afro Agnostics, star of those Afro Agnostics videos on social media. We got Mr. Student X, star of Mutant Politics and contributor to Objective Deconstruction. And I should say that as well for Afro Agnostics. And we got a infamous El Poo, star of Spin That Back, and we will have a Spin That Back. I was going to load up the video, but somebody was so anxious about starting on time. So, suffice it to say, we'll talk about what that's going to be. Maybe Walker's going to join us. And then we got that other guy, Footex. The boss. So, anyways, go ahead.
Speaking of the boss, what's his name? I saw Mr. Wavy perform on stage last night with Rich the Kid. Salute to the original, the other boss, not the real boss, the other boss.
I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never nothing no more. Like, I look like a boss, I feel like a boss, I taste like a boss. Max
B. All right. That's it.
Same guy that Whack is saying snitching, but we won't get into all that stuff. But yeah. What's going on with you, Brother Afro Agnostics?
Oh man, I'm good, man. Just did something I never did before last night. I went salsa dancing. It's very interesting, man.
That's what's up. Keep it diverse, keep it spicy. Yeah. Mr. Student X, what's going on with you, sir? Live from the dojo.
Man, just another day, brothers. Glad to be alive. And man, I know I'll be bringing these takes, man. But man, these Tucker Carlson interviews, he's still heavy hitting, man. You guys should check that show out too.
Who did the interview?
Man, all type of people. More recently, like in particular, he did this situation where he was out there touring a hospital site with Palestinians that got brought to Doha because he was out there, did this big interview out there with a bunch of people, and then is a controversy surrounding it right now because of the attention that he's bringing to just the inhumane policies and the outright wickedness of the American foreign policy and what's been going on there in Israel in general. I know you guys probably say that conservatives are giant come-latelys, but regardless,
Al Jazeera does that
welcome
every
to
week.
The parking. Welcome to
Al
the parking.
Jazeera does that every week.
But Al Jazeera doesn't have the same audience that is reaching, that more conservative and Americans right here at home, coming from one of their own, so that's what we're talking about right now.
Shout out, Big Cuz. Shout out, Big Cuz. What's happening with you, Big Cuz? So what's going on with you, sir? Infamous El Poo. I think Mr. Floyd actually kind of broke it down what was going on with you. But infamous El Poo, how are you doing today?
And I'm just blessed and happy to be here, ready to get it going because I know we got a lot to talk about today.
We do. And Brother Walk, is taking care of business. Hopefully he'll be able to tap in. First Lady J, you never know. We almost had AB, but she had to pull out the last minute. But let's keep it pushing. So that having been said, let's get to the gift. First thing
I hope she does come back. She was a great guest last week. I hope she does come back.
Glad you said that. I told her that she's very interested in coming back. So I'm trying to add her to the collective, so we could perhaps have multiple female voices on this show. But that having been said, we absolutely do. So first thing up, rest in peace to Tyrone Fly Ty Williams. Yo, this is like the godfather, of the Juice Crew, of Cold Chillin. He was the producer of the WBLS show, which was like the first show, dedicated to hip hop, like period ever.
May I say something really quick?
Sure, go ahead.
For rocking Mr. Magic 107.5 WBLS, the rap attack in the class by itself.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? We got it after the fact on the tapes and stuff like that. But you're talking about Marley Marl, you're talking about the whole Juice Crew, you're talking about Mr. Magic, you're talking about Roxanne Shante, MC Shan, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap. You know what I'm saying? That list goes on. And I mean, that is just a legendary collective that he spearheaded. Yeah, Biz Marquee. Oh my goodness, yeah. So it's just
Daddy IU.
The contribution to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's for real, for real. So we lost the soldier. Salute to that brother. And, we're going to be talking about, on Spin That Back, we're going to be talking about the top 5 posse cuts. Well, he had a hand in one of them. That's for damn sure. So, that having been said, what's up next? We rest in peace. That's another person that's trying to be rest in peace. Marlon Wayans effing with 50. I don't know what that brother ain't been paying attention. You know what I'm saying? 50 ain't the one to be. I understand that Marlon is a comedian and he has funds and stuff like that, but 50 ain't the one to go after, and especially going after him defending Diddy.
You talking about Loc Dog from How to Drink Your Juice in the Hood? Verse 50 Cent.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm rooting for Marlon though. I'm rooting for Marlon.
Me too. My money's on Loc Dog.
All right, we'll see how that's gonna play out. But you got something to say about this infamous El Poo?
No, hey, you messed with the wrong person. Marlon but you know what? He was right about what he was saying, but at the same time, you gotta be careful messing with 50 at any point, though.
Yeah, well, all I got to say is check this out. I just let this speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really condone. I mean, I don't even understand why he's going. I mean, it shouldn't be an issue about supporting Diddy because of what he did. If you want to say he's being a hypocrite, look, dude, he ain't create the documentary. He just produced it. Other people put it together. He's just a businessman. But let's go on to
real quick. The one thing I do want to say is that this is, I would say something that runs rampant in our community is that people being dismissive of the seriousness of crimes, and criminality that is a commonplace, and so I was kind of offended, honestly, that Marlon Wayans, would have that take. It's like, dude, if this dude Puffy, was doing what he was doing, then a lot of people don't find it funny, and find it outright criminal, and he needs to be held accountable, so.
Exactly.
I want to add to that, but let's move on.
All right. What do we got up next? I don't have my list in front of me.
Cheyenne Bryant, the so-called doctor who was exposed by
Go ahead.
The doctor was exposed by Corey Holcomb. That's who it was exposed by. She wasn't found not to be a true doctor, but she called herself a doctor, and everybody put her on a show because she's very crafty with the words and things of that nature. I don't have no personal gripe against her, but I watch her all. I watch all her interviews and I pay, but sometimes it sounds like bullshit to me. But some people take it serious.
That's a fascinating thing that you point out because she did something with Offset. Like, I'm not an attorney, but I work in law. And I know that when someone just comes to you and says, hey, I got a case, boom, right? You don't have to sign nothing, whatever. You immediately have an attorney-client privilege with that people. You can't just disclose what they talked about. And for her to sit there and say that, oh, he just reached out to me. And I'm like, hey, he reached out to me and I put it out there. There's no way that that's ethical or legal, whatever. Again, like I said, maybe it's different with doctors versus attorneys. But if you're telling me she's not a real doctor, Now that explains why she even tried that BS. Because no, once you go to one of those people in confidence, they can't say much about anything about you being there, what you said, whatever. Afro-agnostic, you don't want to brought this up. What would you want to offer up about this?
Oh man, because Dr. Cheyenne is kind of like Dr. Sebi. It's kind of like Kevin Samuels. What they have.
Kevin Samuels never called himself a doctor.
He never recalled him, but he took on the service of a doctor and the look and the presentation of someone who knew what the fuck he was talking about when he didn't. He had no background.
He's a fashion consultant.
So, you say what?
You can't attack Kevin Samuels with
the facts speak for themselves, man. We still living off Kevin Samuels' guidance and quotes. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
guidance and quotes. That's okay, man. But you need to refer people to actual therapists, counselors, and actual clinical psychologists for the issues that he was addressing. Like you claiming to be this certain type of guru, you're just a YouTubian, And
let me ask you.
So the problem is that real quick is touching on what Nice Guy said. Is certain ethics that you're held accountable to when you actually have a license. You know what I'm saying? You can't just give out your opinions. It must be informed by fact. You have oversight. You must show that you're learning. You're up to date. You're accountable to somebody. So what they all have in common is that they ain't accountable to shit but YouTube.
Man, I just saw your tagline. That is hilarious, brother.
What she did really, an advocate of black men, what she did really hurt black men, I feel, because it wasn't necessarily illegal, but it was unethical. Offset came 100%. To her, being vulnerable as a black man, which, they always claim black men don't go through therapists enough. So when you do, this is what happens, because if she would have had a license, it would have been took for doing this. It's unethical.
That's what Let
me put some clarity on it of what she did. She went to Jason Lee's show and she outed him, and it was some bullshit. She said, Offset slid into my DMs, and then she went on the show. The last one she was on, I forget who it was.
Club Shay Shay. She was on Club Shay Shay.
She was on Club Shay Shay, and then she said the reason I brought his name up was because I was trying to show that it's okay for black men to reach out for help. So she tried to clean it up. It was false. She was lying the way she said it because she went on that the Jason Lee and she put it out there like he was trying to get at her. And she tried to make it like she just wanted black men to know it's okay to reach out.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, she she exposed herself, as being fraudulent, and one of the ones that, we teach our young men to avoid, so it is what it is, we know now, sis.
That's what's up. So check this out. Brother Mike's been put on Mandani's committee for criminal reform. Now, a lot of the Fox pundits are like, hey, you reach out to this criminal, but I would say that when it comes to criminal reform in the system, someone that's been in the system, and especially someone who's actually asserts that they were put in there incorrectly, is probably someone who's actually a viable voice to listen to. Not to mention he's just been an activist in this activity. So I salute these brothers, that they came up as rappers, as whatever, doing all this stuff and just being grown-ups and doing impactful, stuff in society. So, salute to Mandani for reaching out to him. Salute to that brother for taking the job. So that's what's up.
Well, like you said too, he has always maintained his innocence and he has a track record. He's been doing this for a while, so why not? He's qualified to me. Well, who's saying he's not? Right-wing media, Fox?
Yeah, Fox. They're saying, "Oh, why are you seeking a criminal? He's an armed robber. Why are you giving him a job when we're dealing with criminal reform? Because their concept of criminal reform is mostly just punishment, whereas a person like yourself is more about and a person like myself is more about rehabilitation or avoiding the discouraging the circumstances that encourage crime. You know what I'm saying? So
I wonder what Candace Owens' position is on it. You know what, Student X?
No, I can't say that I do. Okay. But now I have a position, and then my position is real simple. That I'm glad that the brother's on there, even though we don't see eye on a lot of things, But there's plenty that we agree on. But I think that's value add, to the Mandani team. So we'll see how it goes.
That's what's up. El Pooh, you got something to say about this?
Well, you're talking about Fox News, right?
Yes.
Well, they'll defend the president of the United States, who is a 34-time convicted felon, and then they want to make a big deal out of this black man being a criminal. Make it make sense.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Man, by the way, speaking of Fox, I wish I would have told you. I don't know if you saw that video, but did you see the video where he was talking about loving minors, and they were actually like transcribing it live? And you know, he was talking about minors, miners, but they typed it as minors, and I've never ever seen before the caption literally type the word and then backspace. And
that was actually AI. That was actually AI. They was actually like fact checking him in real time. So there was like,
wow.
So that's what's up. So yeah, so that haven't been said. And speaking of people getting involved in politics, well, this system was already involved. Well, you about to say something, Mr. Floyd X?
No.
Yeah. Speaking of, now, this sister's already involved in politics, but she's going up to be a senator. She's trying to go up to be a senator in Texas. You know, a place that the Democrats have been trying to capture for a very long time. And you know, she is my favorite politician. I'm sorry. I think she's amazing. I think that she's extremely intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I think she's dead on point with most of the stuff that I hear from her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what her chances are. I mean, but you know, the bottom line is, you know, most of the problem is getting us to vote, getting us there. You know what I'm saying? So if she can somehow draw on a whole bunch of people that otherwise, you know, just would stay away, who knows? Maybe. So salute to that sister. You got something to say about this? I'm gonna go to you first, Student X.
Yeah, no, I think that I mean, you know, I'm just shocked that so many of our people fall for it every time. You know, this is a corporate Democrat. If you look at her voting record, positions on Israel, progressive issues, you know, it all reveals that. You know, so it's just business as usual. Her ad she did, the video clip where she's just sitting there, not saying anything, and it's just Trump, you know, having like, you know, insults about her and whatnot going in the background. I thought that was like the perfect caricature, you know, for the Democrat Party. You know, is that they just sit there and they do nothing. You know, they really say nothing. There's not a whole lot that's going on over there at all. You know, so this right here, if you look at like her opposition, you know, her opposition is a dude named James Tallarico. You know, if you look at how his ad and like what he's promoting like billionaires versus working people, not left versus right, accusing elites of dividing by party, race, gender to defund schools, healthcare, and cut taxes for the rich. You know, a whole completely different, more authentic, you know, type of representation. Now, granted, he's a corporate Democrat too. You know what I'm saying? You know, but again, I don't believe she has any chance of winning, you know, at all, you know, just based on just already making mistakes and how she's even presenting herself to the people.
You're talking about an ad. You got something to say about this, Afro Agnostic?
Yeah, I agree with Student X as far as Jasmine Crockett being a corporate Democrat, but I think that corporate democraticism or democratism or whatever, it looks good in the context of MAGA. That's simply, you know, you don't have to encourage Black people to support her because they're just looking at MAGA, you know. And I think the commercial is actually dope. I think it's a politically smart move because she don't stand a chance of staying in the House due to the redistricting in Texas. So that's out of there. So the best next thing to do is to run for Senate because that's based on statewide votes instead of district type of votes. So I think she does have, at least she's going to break up MAGA, the incumbent. The challenger to the incumbent is going to have to go more Trump. And some, I think the incumbent has some criticism of Trump. So I think it'll be interesting how it plays out in Texas and in, you know, in the White House.
Mr. Floyd X, you there? You got something to say about this?
Yes. I really liked the commercial or the promotion of the ad that she did, but I did watch this. I was trying to find the sister name. She did a review, like Student X brought up her voting record, and if you watch the Jason Lee interview that she did. He asked her a certain question and she freezes and she's trying to address it in the most tactful way possible. You got to go and watch that Jasmine Crockett on the Jason Lee show. The way she swivels around and you be like,
what was the question?
I can't remember. I was trying to find it. I'm running behind. You're
so it's nonsense. So it's nonsense.
In my hand. I didn't get.
You done froze. You done froze just like she did. So you got something to say about this, El Pooh?
You gotta wait. Hold on. Let me finish. You gotta watch that video, and you'll get a better idea of who Jasmine Crockett is. Like again, I like Jasmine Crockett. She's entertaining, and she's the only one out there. Her and the governor of California is the only one that's attacking Trump the way that he needs to be attacked. So I like her, but you got to pay attention and don't fall for the okie doke. I don't want to vote her into nowhere if she ever comes where I vote for her and then I find out she's a fraud.
She's a fraud, brother. I can guarantee that right now.
Well, first of all,
no. You asked me, do I have? Can I ask, bro? Can I ask? All right. Yeah, okay. If you think she's a fraud, look at your president. What is he?
A fraud.
Well, I mean, he's not my president. Technically, he's our president. You know, but neither did I. You know, so but even if we did vote for him, he's still our president. If you're looking at from
okay, he is
the president.
But she's not running for president. Although
what I'm saying is this. But okay, let me make one point though. It seems that anytime it's a black woman up for election or something like that, it's always black men that's coming to bash. Has there ever been a black woman that ran for office that any black man up here that I ain't gonna say up here, but is there any black woman that's running for election that's worthy?
Let me just say,
Biz Markie voted for Shirley Chisholm.
Yeah, even when she wasn't running. Me too.
Yeah. No.
I would definitely vote for Jasmine Crockett, no doubt. I was just saying who she is. Strategically, she's the better option. When in contrast,
that's what it comes down. That's what for some reason.
That's the whole point of anybody.
That's really the whole point. That's it.
When you say she's the better option, I don't know because I saw that interview with the dude, her challenger. I saw his ad. He looked like a pretty good white man. He looked like a good white man.
Oh, yeah, Cruz not up. It's the other dude that's up, but in comparison to him,
Talarico.
Yeah. So first they got to get through their primary, which is those two, and then they can go ahead and see
the primary, no doubt, hands down. She got that.
Yeah, she's gonna win the primary. But the question
is, we'll see.
We'll see. That's why they vote. But we'll see. But once she goes there, my point is that So, anyways, like I said, to me, it's not an issue about how perfect somebody is. When you're dealing with options, to me, it's a focus of what's the better option. You know, that's just the simplicity of it. But that having been said, sidebar, Floyd X and Nice Guy need to change the backgrounds and use the Raiders logo. Block!
Block because.
So what do we got up next? Okay. And this is what happens when you guys keep on throwing away people like Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris. You know, we end up with stuff like this. The national parks, you know, deciding that, okay, the MLK and Juneteenth are no longer days that they can go to those things for free, you know, but we will use Trump's birthday. That's a good day for it to be free. Now it is Flag Day, but the bottom line is you see the narcissism about it, but I'm just saying it. This is a person who just can't stop attacking black things. What you got to say about this, brother Afro Agnostic?
I think this really shows, it really kind of hides political stupidity in any black person who supports a colorblind, merit-based society as opposed to, say, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, because they both presuppose that the type of society that they want does not yet exist, but one is looking at, doesn't care about the outcomes, doesn't care about what exists prior. They just assume colorblind and merit-based is the solution. And this is what part of this is. This is what played on the clip with Trump. They want to ethnically cleanse the country, and they're doing it symbolically as well. I mean, I could say more, but it's very stupid to that's just benign neglect. I'm just going to ignore racial differences. But yet we see in your actions and your policies some type of pattern here. You know what I'm saying? You're selecting the things that are associated with a certain race, and you're removing those things. So,
and they're still not making decisions based on merit. What you got to say about this, Student X?
Yeah, so the first thing I want to address is I just want to just address what Afro was saying is that, you know, who doesn't want to stay in a merit-based society, you know, and meritocracy is the solution. However, this isn't the solution. So people like me, what I've been promoting for a long time is that, man, we are never going to get on so-called level playing field here in America unless so-called Black people unite and pool their resources and make themselves a nation in a nation. So then now we have bargaining power, negotiating power. You know, we can have more leverage, you know, in this position. You know, but the position we're in right now, you know, we're never going to get any much anything different but scraps and scraps from the table. You know what I mean? And hand-me-downs, you know, and I don't want that. But the one thing I will say is that, you know, this definitely hit home because, you know, I have friends and family here. We have a museum, a Sojourner Truth Museum here, you know, in the town. And every, you know, on these days, people get free admission, is able to come and visit. And it has brought new people, you know, there, you know, increased revenue, you know, for businesses that are inside this location. You know, so, you know, it definitely hits home. But what I love, and this is one of the things that I didn't bring up too much during the election, you know, but, you know, this is who we're seeing in this Trump administration is just a great representation of empire. You know, this is definitely a more accurate portrayal than what they were giving us with Obama, because it's all the same. You know, I mean, it's just that, like, what are they presenting? You know, so, you know, I much rather see, you know, this representation instead of just us to pretend like this isn't, you know, what it is, you know, and that is that, you know, look, you know, we've been at war.
I'd rather us be better off. But what you got to say about this, Mr. Floyd X?
Hey, I echo everything that Student X just said. Preach, Student X. I agree with Big Cuz. Preach, Student X.
Well, you know, I think that when he mentioned that the merit-based or colorblind society is the solution, but at the same time, you're saying nation building is a solution. I mean, those two are incompatible. I support nation building as a solution, but I want to say my problem with this whole thing.
Let me explain myself real quick on that point.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, let me El Pooh say something, and then I'll come back to you, because we don't want to necessarily go too back and forth about this.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's stay on topic. This is about what Trump is doing. Look, you have to be stupid not to see what this is. I mean, I'm not going to even waste my time even trying to even debate it. You know how racist he is, and, you know, and they just slowly taking away from us and talking about everybody else. I'm gonna tell you like this: it ain't too much difference between you and the Somali. It's just your head probably ain't as swole as it is as theirs are. You know, but I look like a Somali. Like I said, the only difference is I don't have that Rihanna head. If I had one, I'll probably get arrested. Just on that basis right there. Be careful. They will come for you too, eventually. Well, they coming for you already systematically, but eventually they'll come for you physically too.
I'm saying. So, you know what? Let's do this. It's now a good time to go to the break.
Let's go. Let's go. La Brea Trucking for all of your trucking needs. East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast, North to South, South to North. You need something delivered across country. Y'all saw the phone number at the end. Call the brother. He'll come pick it up and make it happen. I think he got 2 dualies and the big trailers to move whatever you need. He moved stuff for the military before. He moved stuff for whoever needs. You need cars moved from state to state. You move from state to state, bringing something in. He'll deliver it for you. You're muted. You're muted.
That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. And I've been seeing Sister Nidra, she's been putting in the work. So she's distributing it in all type of places. But if you want to get it in person, go to the Petty Vice in Venice or to the Afro City Marketplace at the Crenshaw Mall.
Turn up the dial, it's 10:30. Be back. Spin that back show, all the classics on track. From 79 to 99, we're crossing the gap. Album reviews, little known facts, hip hop intact. Saturday mornings, dive into the history. Samples and stories, old school mysteries. Remember South Side.
Yes, check us out after this show today, 10:30. Spin that back. We're going to be talking about the top 5. Well, we're going to try to hash out the top 5 posse cuts from 79 to 99, that age that we talk about in hip-hop.
Peace and blessings. For those of you who haven't come to 2251 Florin Road, Suite 111, and got your issue of the fiberless fava bean pie, you are missing out. These have just come out the oven, and they're on their way to the shop right now, so come on through and get your issue of the world's greatest pie. The pie.
Now, I don't know the hours. I know that every first and third Saturday of the month, he's there. But he has a shop there, and he has a certain number of hours. You could give him a call. I'm going to grab his number and put it on the next commercial. Because I know a lot of people here in the Sacramento area be looking for the bean pie. The brother make good bean pie. So if you want some bean pie, go to the Florin Square where the brother was talking about the Sojourner Truth Museum is located in the same area. You could go check out the Sojourner Truth Museum and go get you some bean pie. Scoreboard Lounge. Go support it. Let's get to the show, Mr. Nice Guy. Go do your thing, Mr. Nice Guy. Let's get the show back on the road. You're muted again. Keep muting yourself.
Hey man, I'm not doing it. This is, I guess, something don't want me to speak. So RCB. So you know that's what's up. So let's talk about this. This rep Nancy Mace. She was trying to talk about she wants to rename what was formerly named the Black Lives Matter Plaza that the Trump changed and got rid of that. So now she wants to name it after Charlie Kirk. And these are these white people stay trying to set up tributes to this guy that he wasn't the champion of free speech. He was the championship, or should I say, he was the champion of white deviltry. You know what I'm saying? Of imperial, just absolute, just utter disrespect, particularly to black people. So hell no, I don't support that. And so that's what's up. What you got to say about this? I'm gonna start with you, infamous El Poo. What do you think about her trying to name this thing after Charlie Kirk?
I'm surprised they didn't try to rename it after Trump. Number one.
Real talk.
It just goes to show you, like I said, it's nothing to debate here. You already know what it is with this administration.
In plain sight. Is that what you're saying?
It is what it is. I'm done with it.
Mr. Floyd X, what you got to say about this?
Hey man, look, I'm still on the page where Student X was talking because it reminds me that they give us scraps, we start taking it and feeding off it, and then when they stop giving us scraps, we get mad at them. We got to look at them and say, look, F this. We have to build our own. Like the Nation of Islam teaches, we have to build our own and build it. It's like when artists are crying because they didn't get a Grammy. Why are you so mad that the white people didn't recognize your talent? You know what I'm saying? You got to sit here and we got to sit here and say, hey, F it. Take all your stuff. We're going to build our own. We're going to do our own. We got to build our own Black Lives Matter Plaza if that's important to us. We got to, just like, again, I'm going to refer back to the Flooring Square where black people are building. It's a black-owned building owned by a black man who brings in people to do black stuff. They got the Sojourner Truth Museum and all that black, the African market is all right there. It's blacks building. We got to build our own. I'm going to stop right there.
Yes, sir. And bring back the Soul Train Awards.
Helpful, real quick. Who do you want to bring back the Soul Train Award? White people or black people?
Black people, of course.
All right,
Soul
then.
Train, bro.
Yeah, because BT is owned by white people, so we can't even talk about it.
Soul either, bro. They don't have the soul.
BT own BT. White people own BT.
Afro agnostics, what you got to say about this?
I just think that's a misguided message. The perception is that, white people, white citizens build their own monuments and plazas. They do not. They get government funds to do it. I'm sure the place that Floyd X described, it operates to some degree with support from the municipal level, the state level, or the federal level. I mean, again, we give money to the government. Corporations have no problem. They spend thousands, if not millions of dollars for lobbyists to go to lobby for their interests, to pass policies that support them, to give them more research funding, give them, what do you call it? Those things that the government gives out. Stimulus, I forgot the words. There's a lot of things, tax breaks, stuff like that. So I think that's the wrong message. Again, that is our money. And Black Lives Plaza in particular was a commercial district. So to take that down, to honor Charlie Kirk is honoring the MAGA movement as opposed to honoring the Black Lives Matter movement.
Mr. Student X, I know you've been chomping at the bit. Go ahead, brother. It's yours.
Well, I mean, brother, you can't even get justice, so how you gonna get some money? You know what I mean? So again, what we're seeing right now is Zionist support in the U.S. is unraveling. And I'm still talking about Charlie. Let me make sure that we're that
you know what I thought you was talking about. Yeah,
the Jews.
But this was fun. To me, it's like it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ever dealt with somebody and they having a hard time, or they can even be losing, to you, and then they just start doing little sucker stuff. You know what I mean? Just little sucker stuff, little petty fouls on the court. You're already up 20, game's over. You know what I mean? Little petty stuff. So to me, it's funny, but at the same time, you got to look at it for what's going on. Is this anti-Zionist sentiment and the fact that Charlie Kirk was absolutely loved. He was there, Malcolm X, no doubt about it. And this is also a distraction from who killed Charlie. You know what I mean? I guarantee you 100%. If this even makes it to trial, Tyler Robinson walks. Reasonable doubt already is established. I guarantee you he will walk. So, and they're already setting it up.
Chop this video.
I'll take your bet on that. Whatever your wager wants to be.
If it even goes to trial, he walks. You're seeing all the signs of signals. Man, these people are desperate. This is not even an FBI event, but yet you have everyone coming against, this man framing his guilt, and I guarantee you, I'm saying that he walks if it even makes it to trial. If it even makes it to trial, but guarantee you he walks.
That's a
guarantee
statement.
Yeah, it's gonna be super wrong. But
what the wager is? What's the bet? I want to know.
Yeah, that's definitely that. Put it this way: whether he did it or not, he's going down for it. That's going to happen.
The governor of Louisiana tried to do the same thing at LSU and ran into a lot of opposition, and it never came into fruition with Charlie Kirk Monument. You remember?
Hey, let's talk about this. Okay, so Paramount is Warner Brothers had a big bid for, or I should say, was Netflix. Had a big bid for Warner Brothers, and that was basically going forward, and then Paramount just jumped in there and offered way more money. You know what I'm saying? So now we have this situation where you're having fewer and fewer companies that are controlling the media. I know that some people love to talk about who controls the entertainment industry, but when you're talking about the
Jews.
But when we're talking about, who controls like CNN and liberal media and stuff like that, and then you have Paramount, which is predominantly controlling like, conservative media. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely it doesn't bode well for free speech. So I'm just saying it looks a little bit messy. We'll see how it plays out. But what do you got to say about this student X? I'm gonna go to you first.
I'm glad you brought it up, because let's look at the players involved. David Ellison, whose father is Larry Ellison, and of course he also has ties to the son-in-law of Trump, Jared Kushner. So again, we're talking about Zionists. The whole thing right now is that this influence abroad in America, they're losing it. They're losing the hearts and the minds, but not just of old folks, man. They're young people. This is who Charlie was impacting and reaching the most. And so right now they're trying to make a run for all the media because, they have to control exactly what the people are seeing and what they're not seeing and what's being exposed to them. So, I don't think this would be a good merger at all.
That's what's up. Student X. I'm sorry, Afro Agnostic. I see we got Brother Walk in the building.
Yeah, let's bring in Walk. What up, Walk?
What up? Can y'all hear me? How's that mic?
Sounds good. Great. Sounds great, man. Looking good there, man.
Just out here enjoying nature.
That's what's up.
I'm in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, what we talking about? Paramount bid for Warner Brothers and the possible impact on liberal media. You got anything you want to say on that, Mr. Walk?
White people with white money making a lot more white money. I don't really have nothing to say on that.
Gotcha. All right, go ahead, Mr. Nice Guy.
Afro Agnostics. Man, I thought I uploaded something. I was about to ask you about something, Walk, but go ahead. Afro Agnostics, what do you think about this?
I think that if it's the Zionists, they show is Republican, they show is right wing. I think there'd be some anti-liberal hating Zionists right here, boy. But I think this is a foxilization of the media. Consolidation is always bad for free speech, but on top of that, you got this right wing, buyout. We saw when Paramount and Skydance came together and how they crushed CBS and other liberal media. And Student X is right. Larry Ellison is a Trump supporter, billionaire. So is Kushner. He represents Saudi money. So there's foreign investors in this buyout here. So, this means the media is going to be pushed further to the right. Fox is going to become more and more in the norm. It's state-controlled media. That's what we're looking at. This is a fascist wet dream.
So, Afro, do you agree that because this is happening, we need independent media like Candace Owens?
Ouch.
I would say if you support independent media, you have to be against consolidation in and of itself. Just in general, yeah. So in that sense, good with the bad, yeah.
We got Walk in the house. Hey, Walk, I need to ask you something. Have you seen Erykah Badu's? She did her performance in this outfit. Have you seen this video?
What is that?
I don't know if you can see this, but this is Erykah Badu. Yeah, she's so them boobies is out. You know what I'm saying? She looked like she's wearing a Habib, but yeah, so she did this performance. Yeah, she did this performance, and everybody's just talking about the outfit. You know what I'm just saying? And
was they complaining or rejoicing?
I know that's what I'm saying. I wasn't tripping. I'm just saying.
Those are mammary glands, man. Reminds me when I was a kid, man.
Come on. Hey, man, I see nothing wrong there.
I don't see nothing wrong. Hey, what you got to say about this?
Bro, when they start getting old, no matter how much fame or fortune they have, they go to extreme measures to grab that attention because most men's attention is on the younger women.
Yeah,
but Walk, I'm asking Walk. He still ain't saying nothing.
Go ahead, Walk.
What about it? It's Erykah Badu. She's what is she? 50 years old? She like 15. She like. Can I say my joke?
I'm sorry.
She like 50 years old. She like 20 years too old for me.
Yeah.
You know what? You got something to say about this, El Pooh? What you think? What you think about Erykah Badu?
I don't know, Badu. She just is what she is. I mean, she's a free spirit, so let her be.
Hey man,
that was a horn.
That's code word for
that was a horn. Where's the horn there? I'm trying to find the horn. That was a horn. That's the word I'm gonna use too. Student.
That's diplomacy at its finest. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be saying that too.
Man.
So we have
you're such a free spirit.
This brother, Coach Sherrone Moore, got himself in some Bad Bunny trouble.
This shit is wild.
Yeah, so check this out. So this dude is married to a white woman. He's the coach of the Michigan Wolverines. So he just got the job because Harbaugh bounced and now he's coaching the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? So, he just got the job as the head coach. And, he's there, having some type of success. Got a nice fat contract. What you say it was like 16 mil?
14.
So 14 mil. So what this dude does is he goes and messes with this staffer, gets her pregnant.
I didn't hear he got it pregnant.
Yeah, that's the information that's coming out. So he got her pregnant, and basically pressured her to get an abortion. So she goes to the job. She says, "Look, I'm proving to you that we had this relationship. This is unacceptable," and basically outed him. So he gets fired. So now he gets fired, and everybody's starting to get a wind of this. He just wigs out. So he basically goes and busts into her house. He grabs a butter knife and some scissors and threatens to kill himself because he's like, my job, everything's over. I'm going to get, I just got fired. I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to kill myself. And he may have threatened her. Ultimately, he just leaves. And the police came for his ass. So his ass is in jail. And I mean, it's bad. You got the first take on this, brother. What's the lesson here?
Well, I mean, this is just, the Negro hasn't learned nothing from Mr. O.J. Simpson. That's just what it is. That white panani is the trap for black men, and they catch him every time. But it's kind of, this is what I was tripping off, how they making such a spectacle of this situation. He's all on the news, NBC, ABC, 6 o'clock news. He's everywhere. They just showing his depravity, but it's other situations where they didn't give it this much attention. So you know what I'm saying. But I'm not really tripping off the interracial because I know that's a trap that a lot of black guys fall into. But it's just stupidity because that's a lot of freaking money to squander off, bro. He let that bag get away.
Yeah. And it's a big deal. It's a big news just because it's football season. It's college football season. And he's part of a big program. And for this scandal to go down, it's just going to reach regular media and the sports media. You got something to say about? Go ahead.
Let me put mine in real quick.
There you go.
Before the heavy hitters get to speak. Let me put mine in. Listen, man, I don't watch college football. People always say, if you like the NFL, Green Bay Packers, you should watch college football. I tried, but I can't get into it. So I had no idea who this person was until I do my research for this story. And when I found out that Jim Harbaugh, the former 49ers coach, former Michigan, he put a stipulation in for this guy to become the next coach when he left and went to the Chargers. This is disheartening and disappointing that this brother would put that man's name in jeopardy. The Caucasian man, Jim Harbaugh, put you in a perfect position like, hey, I'm going to do this, but as long as y'all going to make him the coach when I get out of here. He messed it up, and he fumbled the bag, as the young people say. He fumbled the bag. $14 million was due to him, but because he did this scandal, he loses it all. And that's why he went to her house doing with the butter knife and scissors, talking about he going to kill her. It's just dumb, man. We got to, hey, man, if you don't listen to Dr. Umar for nothing else, listen to Dr. Umar about going out chasing after something that's not yours. I'm gonna leave it right there. This is
I want to hear from Detroit. This is the Michigan Wolverines. What you got to say about this Afro agnostics?
Man, I was a little confused because I was like, this is the coach the head coach for the Wolverines, right?
Yes.
Not the other black head coach, Mel Tucker, who was also fired in 2023. Not him, right?
Ouch.
Okay. It's not Shannon Sharp, right? The other black guy that fumbled the bag.
Damn.
What about Diddy? We just talked about him. What about Suge Knight? Where is he at now? Where's Bill Cosby at in terms of, he's out, but he's defamed. So I think, man, looking at this as a racial thing shows that one, it's not a colorblind society because you always acknowledging this shit. Two, it has nothing to do with that. The common thread is violence against women. So we need to kind of unpack that. But I know we don't have enough time on this show. But
where did you see violence? Where was violence?
The butter knife.
That I mentioned, those involved.
I didn't see no violence. Come on, brother. You reaching for the clouds up there.
Let him finish the point, Walt. Let him finish the point.
My bad.
I just said everybody that I mentioned, the common thread is violence against women. That's all I was saying. I finished.
And it was absolute violence against women because that's why he's in jail. He's not in jail for sleeping with a staffer. He's not in jail for getting fired for the coach. He's getting in jail for breaking in somebody's house, threatening to kill himself, and threatening to kill them. So that's what it is. So there is violence. Student next.
It's called a mental health evaluation. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, student next.
Or a patriarch.
Yeah, no, it's not a patriarch because this should be a lesson for us all. In particular, if someone was following my counsel, which is okay, look, so-called black people need to organize themselves and form a government within the government. We have to adopt law and some sort of moral compass. And this is where you start losing people because there's certain behavior that you cannot tolerate because not only does it break the peace within the organization, but it could be a stain in terms of promoting the brand to the world. And that's what this brother, has done. What other brothers have done. It has nothing to do with he was with a white girl or any of this. It has something to do with that he was not a decent man. He was not showing common sense. He was showing a lack of discipline, and a low moral compass. That's what this is about.
I agree.
And he not only failed his family. You fail all those students that you recruit and you bring in. I mean, this is a big deal for them. They're going to be impacted, largely by this. So I mean, this is the whole story now. So it's very impactful and very unfortunate. You got anything to add to this about this infamous El Poo?
Okay. Moral of the story is, I recommend that you stick to your wheat bread because white bread is not good for you.
Ouch.
And I recommend, man, these black men need to change their morals and where they get their morals from.
What?
He said it was a moral issue. Student X framed it as a moral issue, a lack of morals. And I'm just saying black people need to be more aware of, black men need to be more aware of where they get their morals
from. He didn't say black people. He didn't say
I would say, and not us alone, but indeed the whole world, I know you'll love this. A scripture says that we were born in sin and shaped in iniquity. You see what I'm saying? So when we come into this world, it's already a system going on. And of course, we were learning from what's present, but then there has to be a standard. And that's what's lacking today, I find, inside our community and a lot of communities, is that standard is not there. But when you have a religious community, at least there is something that you can hold people accountable to. And that's what I appreciate about, the various religions.
Your standard is no different than morality. You just switching the words, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with either.
All right, so let me see, 53 minutes. Let's talk about this U.S. seizing the Venezuelan oil tanker. So we know about there's supposed to be this war on drugs that Trump's been blowing up boats and that's that actually have been transporting drugs. But now we find out they actually seized an oil tanker, and a lot of us. A lot of the speculation has been that this has always been about the oil. Venezuela has more oil than anywhere else I mean, think about that. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is that black gold, if you want to, you want resources, maybe you're just looking for an excuse. Now, I understand that they're also doing some political machinations over there as far as, who might overrun the present government. But suffice it to say, on its face, it looks kind of suspicious, even though they said that they seized that oil because that oil was going to go to terrorists to fuel their stuff. So what you got to say? Go ahead.
I want to challenge you. You said they actually been transporting oil or transporting drugs. You got facts on that, or you just heard Trump say it?
I've heard, I don't know for sure, but I mean, they said that they saw the whatever on the boat.
I could clarify that for you right now.
Ahead,
special operations, they have a whole divisions called, ironically, the Black Force or Black Team, Black something. Not Black Ops, but Black something. But, I guarantee you that not only did they put eyesight on the drugs, tested the drugs, they know the people on board. They have the intel, but that's not the question. The question is this legal? And it's not, it's outright piracy. We don't have the authority to judicially, extrajudicially kill people. So, it's really a lunacy and is incoherent and it's definitely a big mistake. But, people need to understand, again, what this is. This is an extension of the, it's like the Monroe Doctrine, which is like it was aimed at ending European colonialism in America, saying that, look, Europe couldn't come over here into this hemisphere and make mischief, and occupy land and whatnot. But now the Trump's version has transformed this into like hegemony and bullying in the Western hemisphere, and so, we're seeing piracy. We're seeing international law being broken regularly, without doubt. And again, the mask has come off. This is a time to rejoice because now we have a choice. There's no question about, what this is. We have a choice.
Brother Walk, you got something to say about this?
Yeah, I feel it's a greater it's an end goal at play with this. It's something bigger than this. Is kind of a flex, Venezuela flex, and then Trump slapped the shit out of him. But it's something more to come with this. They just trying to see how far they could go before the American people say, yo, this is enough. Because I agree with Stu Next. A lot of this shit is illegal. But I would rather be on this team than that team. You feel me?
Afro-agnostic. That's a good point. Afro-agnostics.
That ain't no fucking good point.
Well, I'm not.
I think it's a good point either.
It's not a good point, man.
It's not a good point from a moral standpoint. It's a good point from a safety standpoint. But Afro-agnostics, go ahead. What you got to say?
Okay. Well, I just want to say, does anyone know the amount of cocaine that comes from Venezuela that is imported in the, or what percentage of cocaine coming into the United States comes from Venezuela?
Zero.
Fentanyl, particularly
0 to 5%. Okay, and 85% of cocaine comes from Colombia. They know exactly where it comes from. This has nothing to do with that. And this is just an example of blatant U.S. imperialism. It's a throwback to the Monroe Doctrine. And it's what the United States has always been from day one, from 1783, the first war, Northwest Indian War. From day one, they was at war, taking land from the Native Americans. And this has always been about hegemony. That's why I challenge the notion of just calling it America, because you're projecting their hegemony throughout the Americas. It ain't about America. It's never been America first. Hell no, because it's the Monroe Doctrine is about these are our colonies over here. Europe, you can't come over here. This is our shit. We control this. This one country, we control all these other countries, and then claps and because we get the benefits from that. No, we don't.
But wait, we kind of make the same point because we kind of make the same point, brother. We kind of make the same point because I feel like this is just something that was done. It's illegal, and Venezuela does not, provide drugs to this company, so they just did it. Why did they do it? You saying imperial what?
Are you okay with this happening?
I really don't give a fuck to be honest with you, because they're gonna do whatever they want to do.
Can I say something?
That's what it is, bro.
Yes. What do you care about? Because the amount of oil they took was the amount of oil that could power 95,000 houses for a year. So schools gonna have to close up, hospitals. This is impacting the country, children and so forth, you know, things like that, the welfare of that society. You don't support that, do you?
They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
Ouch. Infamous Elpo, you got something to say about this in closing? Did
Oh,
everybody else
man.
after you? Elpo?
Okay, let me know if y'all can hear this.
Not releasing the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't care what you do. Start a fucking war. Just don't let him get out. If I go down, I will bring all of you down with me.
Ouch.
I wonder if that's
Is that real?
I don't know. I'm wondering if that's real.
It's probably not, but that's hilarious. Don't try to get us in trouble, man.
Real.
I will say this: that because of Trump's good work, you know, he did get a Peace Prize. He did get a Peace Prize. and you know, so, and not only not only did he get that good Peace Prize, you know what I'm saying, from FIFA, that they just made up some stuff just because, you know, they were in trouble and therefore he delivers them from that stuff. But damn it, here he goes. McDonald's wanted to get on too, so Trump is awarded, you know, the McDonald's 20 Peace Prize. So, you know, that's what's up. So Trump's doing big things.
Man. Insane. That was just ass kissing on the world stage. That's all that shit was, man.
That's what the Paramount merger was. They paid him $16 million for this Kamala Harris interview. You know what I'm saying? They chopped interviews all hours of interview and only played like 16, 15 minutes. That happens for everything. And he got $16 million settlement over that. He won. He didn't even have any damages. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is that was all because that's what they needed to get it. He's going to sign off on it. The president signs off on it. So he abused that power and he got that money. So.
It's crazy, man. Let's jump to the Candace Owens.
Okay, you want to play it?
I was trying to find it. Let me I couldn't upload it for some reason, but let me see if I could get his part because I got hers, but I don't have.
Let me paraphrase it for a month.
Yes,
paraphrase it.
Go ahead.
Damn blackity black. You know she don't got no security. Somebody need to do something about her. That's what it was.
That's what he said. He attacked Candace Owens because Candace Owens is attacking Turning Point USA and criticizing the government and the people in Turning Point USA for not questioning the thing. Like Student X says that if this guy goes to trial, he's going to win it. That's interesting. So I'm going to clip that and we're going to have that for the record. But so she criticized him and then he attacked her and he claimed that because of her, somebody came and shot up their office or their studio. And then he started putting her business out there, saying that she don't got no security or bodyguards or whatever going on over there. And then this was her response. And I'm going to jump to her response, then we could talk about it.
Right there is on a display of testosterone. Men that speak to women like this are not tough guys, okay? What you are seeing is actually a display of estrogen. Secondly, Tim Pool doesn't even have the intellect to understand that we put him in the thumbnail because he accused me of being someone who benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination. So this little, and I really like, he's a small person for this, a very small person who is also theatrical, Timothy Smollett, who pretends every year like people are trying to kill him. He's a chronic fence sitter, okay? Pretending like he is braving the wilderness for being what? The 110,000th person who's making a video about Candace Owens. What's next? Is he going to make a video and call Kanye West anti-Semitic? He is a fundamentally weak man for what he did there. He should apologize. He won't. I don't care what happens to his platform. He's now essentially trying out because he's under financial pressure. He's trying out for a Zionist to pay him, and they will. Okay, they will cut him a check, and I hope it happens for you, Tim. I hope it makes you happy. But to do that to someone who has never done anything to you other than disagree with you, you are a coward. You are less than a man.
Real quick.
I agree.
Before student next. Yeah, let me put Afro agnostic screen so you can read his sub caption real quick. And let's go to Afro agnostic first.
I mean, I don't, of course, I don't have a dog in this race. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I don't have a dog in this race. This is MAGA infighting, but I think it's relevant because, the winner in that struggle, in that conflict, will impact Black people one way or another. So, but it's just, I think, who is her audience? Who is she speaking to? On the Black side is only probably Black men because she attacks Black women and promotes trad life. Other than that, almost 100% of her own peers, Black women, don't support her. So I don't even know what to make of this. Is she right? This is MAGA fighting, and I support losers on both sides.
Hey, before you go to the next, I'm gonna just say this. I disagree with a lot of stuff that she says. I pretty much agree with almost everything she said. I mean, I don't know about the Zionist thing, but I mean, the bottom line is, as much as I dislike a lot of things she says, I mean, I feel some kind of way about a white dude going after a Black sister like that. Like at the end of the day, she's still a Black woman, and I had a major effing problem with that. And it was absolute weak sauce. It was some sucker shit, and So go ahead, student next. Floor is yours, brother.
Floor is yours, student next. Let's go.
And that's where I get disappointed with Afro, because the thing is that if you're always talking about building Black unity, and I know with me, for example, even though I don't agree with different liberal policies and and even just social movements and whatnot, I could work with liberals all day long. I don't have a problem hanging out the whole 9 yards, and politics don't even need to come into play. But like I said, what should trump all, and pun intended, what should trump all is that if someone is coming against any of us, in a way, especially if we're not like an aggressor, then we should have a problem with that. But what's really happening here is Candace is over the target, and this is proven by this massive coordinated pushback, that's taking place right now. What she has exposed, and what we all know for a fact, is that there were serious financial irregularities at Turning Point USA via the tax filings and related entities. She's proven that. The sale of the Freedom shirts that Charlie was wearing when he was shot that day, the profiteering that took place by TPUSA. In the meantime, they're trying to accuse Candace of making all this money. It is TPUSA who's made a lot of money from Charlie Kirk's death. The ideological shift of Charlie Kirk that's been exposed by Candace, in this time, where it's shown that he was distancing himself from the pro-Israel Zionist stance. He allowed Tucker, Megan, Dave Smith, and other critical Israel people speak at TPUSA events. And more recently, he rejected the attempt to get bought up by Netanyahu. Now, all this by Candace Owens has exposed. So she's on it. We know now Erica's Kirk's father reportedly has close ties to the Israeli government. Look, I've never seen a wife so sus in my life. Now Candace ain't come out and called her and said that she was involved in the death. She hasn't said that about anything, but she is bringing up facts and these irregularities that are taking place all over the board. And to that, we owe her a service, putting her life on the line to expose yet again just how deep this is going. The value of Candace Owens.
Yeah, Candace, she still is not invited to the barbecue.
I agree. Let me go. Look. Listen, my take on Candace Owens. I can't stand her. When she was going against the George Floyd and did a whole documentary, I was like, this evil Black bee. That was my word for her. That when I thought of Candace Owens, I thought of a Black bee. Of her, not Black women, just her. But then recently, when she's going against the Zion and all this stuff, the Jews, I'm like, oh, cool. She's just attacking a new enemy. So I dropped the B, but I still disdain her, still disgusted at her. And when you say that, oh, she's attacking a Black woman and we need to stand behind her, I'm like, the way she attacked Black people, Candace Owens is like a leech on your body. Black people are like, get this nasty shit off of me. They threw her, and then she landed on the white MAGA. And the white MAGA was like, hey, come on, yeah, attack them black people. Now guess what the white MAGA doing? Get this black bitch off me. Trying to get rid of that shit. Nobody want that nasty, disgusting, vile woman who attacks whoever, wherever. She's the mother of 4 children. She needs to just go be a mother and do her stuff because I don't support her, but I do like that she's attacking or going against the Israel, particularly not Jewish people, but Israel particularly. That's what I do like about it. I'm gonna leave it there.
Infamous El Pooh, what you got to say about her?
I ain't got nothing to say about her. She's just a clout chaser as far as I'm concerned. I have no words for Candace Owens. I give her no light.
All right, so that having been said, I just want to say happy birthday to Dick Van Dyke. Brother turned 100 years old today. You know what I'm saying? So,
Dick Van Dyke is still alive.
Still alive. Still sharp, too. Still sharp. I love that guy. So that
millennials have no idea.
Yeah. You youngsters don't know, man. But I'm just saying it. So anyway, salute to that brother. And like, subscribe, share. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for participating. Big Cuz, great comments as always. That's what's up. See you next time. Peace out.